A Bicyclops Built for Two, referencing the song Daisy Bell by Harry Dacre.
Of a bicycle built for two.
This episode touches on Leela's desperate search for her origins. In this Married with Children parody, Leela gets close to her dream when she meets Alkazar, who gets her hopes up, then crushes them like a bug. Bender goes on a thieving spree, and here's a quick montage of all the things he steals.
Ow!
Hey, where'd they go?
I love stealing. I love taking things.
So get your dial-up connection going as we travel back in time with all the outdated references. And don't forget to stick around to the end for the vote for best moment.
Oh!
Welcome to the Hip Joint, where Futurama fans get in free. The opening subtitle takes a stab at the primitive screens of the 2000s, and just like we've upgraded ourselves from that whack 4:3 ratio,
It's bigger.
Oh, hell!
you can upgrade this video by smashing that like button. Our opening cartoon is the same as last time with Hollywood Capers. The episode opens with Nibbler getting pelted with mail, then stepped on by the professor, before he proclaims,
Good news, everyone! I tried to log on to AOL, and it just went through! Whee!
and I'll certainly be dating myself throughout the episode,
Are you over 18?
Yes?
as I have very fond memories of waiting for my AOL connection to go through, and then getting kicked off when someone needed to use the phone.
Plus, I have to use the phone.
Now that he's online, he sends the crew into the internet. Now, all you young ones gather around, and let me tell you of a story of a time before pop-up blockers. When you would head onto a website your friend wrote down the URL for,
I hope that in time you'll realize what an idiot you've been.
I wouldn't count on that.
and get met with this.
It's full of ads.
Now, there are far too many ads for me to go through, so I'll just mention a few of my favorites. Like this one that Hermes Matrix dodges for Talking to God. Only $9.99 a minute. Though, I'm guessing it's not this guy. Another reference to the brain slugs with this one attacking Zoidberg. This one for ebarter.web. And this one. Little did they know that we'd all willingly sign up to be stalked. I'll also quickly mention a few of the X-rated signs we see, like Filthorama, these signs that just say genitals, right above one for your grandparents doing it, and one that just says gross. Then on the ground, there's girls proving theorems, naked chess grandmasters, and blonde surfers with low IQs. All these rooms are very specific.
Hey!
Then it's off to the chat rooms, with Bender using his very old school drop-down menu to put on a disguise and make some money.
$9.95 a minute.
The most accurate part of this whole endeavor. He is a bot after all.
So how about them Knicks?
But Amy and Leela choose the less sleazy, filthy chat room, where Leela scares the living hell out of all the men.
A woman. I'm scared.
Her little speech does catch one person's attention, because while Fry is schooling them at the video game, Leela is approached by what looks to be another Cyclops.
After all these years of searching for another Cyclops.
But Fry destroys him before Leela can find out who he is.
I won! I'm the greatest!
During their delivery to Cineplex 9, Fry still gloating about his victory,
Kicked your ass.
Leela gets a non-junk mail email, as we learn that Alkazar is living alone on his home planet. So Leela ditches the package, which must have been a shitload of popcorn, and goes to see him. Now, I thought I heard it in the last video when Destructor picked Bender up off the mat, but I definitely heard it this time when the ship comes in for a landing. But this sounds exactly like the gun reload from GoldenEye 64. But maybe it's just me. Leela has finally found her home.
Too bad it's a dump.
Or so she thinks. Her desperation to find out where she comes from blinds her from the obvious truth that Alkazar is full of shit.
You would have been a temple priestess or a supermodel.
He then entraps her even more with this Superman-esque origin story, their planet being destroyed by the mole people, who were jealous of their visual prowess. Which I guess makes sense. If you're blind, the next best thing would be to be able to see, but with horrible depth perception.
Hold still, damn it! I don't have good depth perception.
A joke that lends itself in the first vote for best moment.
How far away do you think it is?
1 trillion miles?
This whole ruse was just so he could sleep with Leela, because the next morning he does a complete 180, or maybe a 90, and shows his true colors. While at breakfast, he really starts bossing Leela around, even having her rearrange his naked celebrity photos. The only one we see is for Hal Linden. Not sure I get that one. But Fry isn't buying this for a second, as he goes searching for what Al is hiding, falling into this perfectly placed trapdoor. This is when the episode goes into full parody mode.
Al! I did my hair the way you wanted it.
Leela coming in dressed like Peggy Bundy, sass and all.
Mouthwash, a back wax, and stain-proof underwear.
Al introduces his friends, Pig,
Yeah, like crap.
Ratman, and his girlfriend, who are just stand-ins for a live studio audience and laugh track, like you would hear in most 90s sitcoms.
That there are still some honest people left in the world.
After Fry's over-the-fence excursion, he ends up locked in the dungeon, and as he's relaying his thoughts on old Alkazar,
Alkazar's a jerk. He's bad for you.
Leela comes in with the second vote of the episode.
Fry, if it's obvious to you with your learning disability, then of course it's obvious to me.
But she lets Fry-level common sense evade her as she agrees to marry Alkazar.
No!
Yes, I will.
Now it's time for the pre-wedding chugathon, and also time for the final vote of the episode, as Fry drops one of the funniest lines ever.
Animals go in the corner.
The corner! Why didn't I think of that?
He then lucks his way out of his prison
Ow!
and sets off to truly find what Alkazar is hiding, with the other side of the fence changing from grass to this paved path.
Good boy.
Preacher Bot is there to officiate, but before the final vows are said, Fry shows up with the twist of the century, as Alkazar had 4 other weddings planned for that day.
Why you're so late for our wedding?
Show us your real form!
And for good reason.
Hey, lady, you got any idea what it costs to rent a tux that changes shape?
Because in the end, he was just a shape-shifting creep that got off lightly from what should have been a much more savage beating. Leela does get in a pretty sick burn though,
Why didn't you change it in the one place that counts?
with Fry doing a little shape-shifting of his own.
Oh!
Leela's journey for her origins and time with Al were very short-lived. She comes to understand the dangers of blindly chasing the dream she's had for so long,
Yes, I will.
and not let her vulnerabilities get her into situations where she could get hurt. She still has a few more seasons to go to learn the truth, so for now, she must lean on her own self-reliance and understand that though she may not have her birth family, she does have a newfound family she can trust. And also a boss who won't let her mishandling of cargo go unchecked.
To repay me for that shipment of popcorn you destroyed, you'll have plenty of time to search for your true home.
But one last thing to check off for this video is the vote for best moment.
I love stealing. I love taking things.
Is it the Cyclops race hard time with depth perception?
How far away do you think it is?
1 trillion miles?
Leela's savagery towards Fry?
Fry, if it's obvious to you with your learning disability, then of course it's obvious to me.
Or Fry living like an animal?
Letting my waist drop wherever it falls, like an animal in a zoo.
Animals go in the corner.
The corner! Why didn't I think of that?
Get your vote in now, or tell me your favorite moment down in the comments. Like and subscribe, and how Hermes requisitioned his groove back is coming up in the next video.
I'm going to jump!
No!
Do a flip!